What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. So we did take care of Caradon's Cross last episode, and I did, in between, go ahead and run back to Ozma. I cleared out our inventory, so we got plenty of room to pick up our loots ahead. I did bring my coffee, so I'm very prepared. Let's dip into Ortan Thaig. Continue on exploring these deep roads, see if we can find any signs of Branka's trail.
By the tits of my ancestors, Ortan Thaig. I never thought I'd see this place in the flesh. I can see Branka all over this place. She always took chips from the walls at regular intervals when she was in a new tunnel. Checked their composition. If she was still here, though, she'd have sentries out by now.
I was gonna say, we should find some sign of her at some point, right? She took hundreds of people in here in the deep roads. What if Branka and everyone died?
Well, aren't you a sodding bright spot today? If everyone's dead, there'd be evidence of a major battle, wouldn't there? 300 or so dwarves don't just fade away.
That's very true. What can you tell me about these ruins?
This was Caradon's home Thaig. He was an Ortan before he got raised to Paragon. Even stayed here when he could have had his own house. I guess he didn't want to move his people to Bunamar.
What's Bunamar?
The city of the dead. Caradon built it to honor the Legion of the Dead, but it was more like a sodding mausoleum than anything. Of course, that was all before he built the anvil. After that, he was the city's pet genius until he angered the king and fell into disfavor.
So there was a city here?
No, there was a Thaig here. The Ortan Thaig. Bunamar is north and west of here, but that's not important, or at least I hope it isn't. The City of the Dead is known as the Dead Trenches since the Darkspawn conquered it. Much of the Legion was destroyed when the fortress fell.
The Dead Trenches is a very cool name. We did read about Bunamar a little in the codexes. It's the home of the Undead Legion. And you have no idea where this anvil is?
No one does. At the time, Ortan Thaig was almost part of the main city. No one bothered to mark where the anvil was stored. Now it's impossible to know if it's been moved or even destroyed. But trust me, if we find it, we find Branka.
Let's get going.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Indeed, that's all I really need to know. We did get a disapproval rating from Ogren though, so just to chipper him up a little bit. This whole game playthrough, you'll have noticed I've been talking about a thirsty companion. As you can see,
this is a wonderful gift.
Makes him very happy. Ogren is indeed our thirsty companion. Give him a little boost to morale while we're down here in the deep. Again, it's such a stark contrast. The graphical fidelity of the deep roads in Ozma is so good. That glow from the lava pits off to the side, climbing up the stone, it looks very cool. They build a great atmosphere in here.
You're drunk, aren't you?
Hey, was that a question? Didn't sound like a question.
Now there's dead ogres and spiders laying around here. Somebody's been here. Considering it's been 2 years, I doubt this is Branka's doing. Must be somebody else coming through here recently.
I never get to be drunk.
You know, if you
They killed plenty of Darkspawn.
drank more wine, you'd whine much less.
Ogren giving Alistair some advice on how to be more of a man. Drink more wine, wine much less. You know, I'll take the resist on the spiderweb ability. That ability has kind of been the bane of my existence so far. I'm very happy to be the one resisting that. These are called tide crawlers, not just giant spiders. Different kind of spooder that we've run into before. Okay, that one we didn't resist. Was our luck was bound to run out, right? We are not gonna let these spooters attack our mage like that. You're gonna get away from my battery immediately. Instead of venom extract, the tide crawlers give you money. And health potions. And that pretty much settles that. I much prefer tide crawlers to the giant spiders in the wilds. Anything that brings me coin like that's gonna get a bonus from me. Gotta get paid. I say as I have almost 1,000 sovereigns in my inventory, but you never have too many. And here the spiders are like kicking this ogre's ass. We're kind of just gonna let that go down for as long as we can. Asta, make sure you do hit a taunt and a war cry since you're insistent on having that fight. Wynne, do me a favor. You're gonna help me with this little encounter. Yeah. Nice and easy. Let my party kind of do whatever they choose to do here. Yeah, we run into like the spiders having a little war with all these genlocks. The deep roads are not a place of synergy between monsters. This tide crawler just totally, completely ignored Alistair. Get him dead. And we're gonna move on in here. Get rid of this Asha. That's very not good. So here, what can we do about that? Alistair needs to go back into the main fight. Ogren, you wouldn't happen to have a ability to knock him off me, would you? You do not, so you're just gonna attack him then. I think I'm just gonna have to ride that out. She doesn't have Winter's Breath to help me. This one, I believe. Now I should be able to get up on my feet because it's frozen. Make sure we face the right direction before we hit the dual sweep. You can miss those if you pop it too early. I'll still hit a war cry, get everybody debuffed. Try and chop that wood and get some of this out of the way. Alistair actually managed to get his health very low here. So, kind of an eyes up kind of moment here. Gotta lock in. Fights are gonna be a little dangerous going forward.
As you wish.
At least if the first taste is any kind of sign. It's only the second portion of the deep roads too. Doesn't get much harder than this. I think we took that little slip tunnel yet. Pull up the map. Right, so we have this little outcropping that we'll go check, and then we'll circle back around and take that path. We don't want to go the right way first. We want to go the wrong way. Make sure we get all the loots. Honestly, knowing the deep roads, it'll likely just wrap around regardless.
On it.
Dwarven longsword. Take the 40 XP though. We're not too far away from our next level. Everything about the deep roads section, like the claustrophobia, the caves, the lighting, the atmosphere, the kind of fights you run into, like civil war going on here between the Darkspawn and the spiders for territory. A lot of cool stuff. It's definitely not peace and love down here in the deep. And Darkspawn and having to fight for it just as much as everybody else. We got a warrior's grave there, which updated our codex. That's for Topsider's honor. We will be doing that as we progress through. It's going to be a lot of branching paths. The map down here is also huge. We're taking the same approach through this as we took through the last one. Just take it path by path. Try not to get too played by the crafty little spooter here. He's trying to run us into this cobweb. We can skirt that. Alistair is not going to be fortunate enough to skirt that, it seems. I'm gonna hit a stun on this just in case it decides to try and wake up. It's like a perfect time for a whirlwind for our character. Now you do see Wynne back here. She's in some trouble, so we're gonna run her forward as soon as the paralyze is off. Alistair, my friend, he's gonna pop a taunt, get a war cry off, and you just circle around and chop that wood. Perfect. Now this little spider did actually expose a little flank route for us for the fight ahead.
As you wish.
We'll go ahead and follow this. Hopefully not run into any traps. It seems like a perfect place. You see, if we had gone the other way, we would have come out in front of these spirits. Now we come out behind them. You'll note there is a golem back there, so we are going to be a little careful. Okay, my dwarf friend, you're going to need to... Never heard a dead man have such good lungs. Get him out of there.
Only one shall stand.
You guys should be good on him, right? Go ahead and take this spirit down. Beautiful. Skip ahead, there's a quest icon on the map. Right over this wall. There's a altar of sundering and a side of power. Two birds with one stone there. I do just quickly want to check, make sure we didn't miss anything on this little slip road. We did not. Perfect. I believe the deep roads side of power is the last one we have to do too. I think we've gotten 3 so far. We did the Brazilian forest, we did the circle. I fell for the trap. My loot brain got the better of me. I don't think he'll need to rip a war cry for this. The clone should be fine. Get off my mage. We gotta take care of Wynne down here, given that she's our only caster.
On it.
Gotta pay her some mind. You know, sometimes you just walk into the same trap twice. It was for the companions, of course, so they don't have to run into it. I'll loot the Spuda, and then we'll take care of Wynne's level up. I want to make sure that this is all kept up to scratch before we run into fights. We're going to give her more willpower. I do notice her mana gets a little low sometimes. She does have a lot of upkeep to keep up with, so it makes sense. What are we doing with you, Wynne? Miasma mass paralysis sounds like a great objective, so we'll keep working on our way up to that. And you see we have Ruck here. We met Ruck's mother. She was praying at the altar. The Ortan Thaig chest. Let's talk to Ruck.
This should be easy enough.
We did give his mother our word.
For you here. It's mine. I've claimed it.
Who are you? What are you doing down here?
You've come to take my claim. You surfaces are all alike. Thieving scoundrels. Well, I found it first.
Bah, he's a bloody scavenger. Good as sod and gone.
Begone, you! You'll bring the Dark Ones back, you will. They'll crunch your bones.
Word has it you could only survive down here by eating the Darkspawn dead.
Darkspawn blood is poison. Men have died from drinking it.
It burns when it goes down. It burns! It's my claim, not yours. Crunch your bones!
He's been eating Darkspawn. He's gonna be very sick, not just physically, but also mentally. Not to mention the mental effects you would get from just being down here in a place like this alone. We somehow caught paralysis. I want this guy for spitting the web at me first. Alright. Now, Ogren's holding up surprisingly well, given that we kind of just threw him together last minute. He doesn't have any jewelry. Doesn't really have anything of much. Thank you, Alistair.
Let's get started.
Last one. Yeah, Ogren's holding up pretty good. I'll probably dip into his tactics a little more along the way. That was an interesting sound effect. It's like the Pikachu noise. Or the Pokemon battle noise. Don't mind if I help myself. Do you, Ruck? An admirable topsider. And Darkspawn shortbow. It's been collecting a couple of things down here. Now, If Ruck has been down here like a long time, he might be able to give us some information about Branka.
Go away! This is mine! Only I gets to plunder its riches!
Is this Branka's campsite?
It's mine! I'm the one who found it! I drove out the crawlers! Now it's mine!
Right. I'm not here to steal anything, I promise.
You won't take anything from Ruck? You won't take his shiny worms? Or pretty rocks?
If it's valuable, I might trade you for it.
Oh. Ruck not mind that, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not here to steal anything. So your name is Ruck?
Yes, Ruck's my name. I do not hear it much, so sometimes I like to speak it out loud. Ruck! Ruck! Ruck!
That's what I meant about the mental issues you'd get just by being stuck here alone. Everything living is essentially a social creature. I think I met your mother. Is her name Filda?
No filter, no mother, no warm blanket and stew and pillow and soft words. Ruck doesn't deserve good memories. No.
How did you end up here?
She did not know, not what I did. I was very angry, and then someone was dead, and they wanted to send Ruck to the mines. If I went to the mines, she would know. Everyone would know. So I came here instead. Once you eat, once you takes in the darkness, you not miss the light so much. You know, do you not? Ruck sees. Yes, he sees the darkness inside you.
But he has some kind of thing going on with the taint too. Ironically, if he survived, he's not good enough to be a warden, it doesn't seem, but he would have survived the joining at least if he can survive eating Darkspawn flesh. I'm a Grey Warden. It's not the same.
Grey like the stone. Guardian against the darkness.
Yes, exactly. How did you survive here?
When the Dark Ones were here, I kept to the shadows. They don't look in the shadows, not if you're quiet. Not if you eat their flesh. Then the Dark Ones think you're one of them. They leave you alone. But now they're gone.
Do you know where the Dark Ones went?
I think they went south. Far to the south. That is where the Dark Master calls them.
He's talking about the Archdemon, huh?
After the Dark Master awoke, he called his children and they all went. I wanted to go too and gaze upon his beauty.
Where is the Dark Master now? Do you know?
He stopped calling. I wish I could go see him, but Ruck... No, Ruck is a coward.
He's referring to the Archdemon. When did you arrive here?
Too long ago. I must think. 5 years? 6? Ruck no longer remembers the smells and sights of the city.
He's been down here longer than Branka even did, so he must have been here when they came through. I need to ask you something else.
I will answer your questions.
Did you find anything unusual at this camp?
Bits of things, but only bits. The crawlers took almost everything. They take things of steel and things of paper. They take the shinies and the words.
Paper and words. That sounds like someone was taking notes. Do you think Branka camped here?
They bring to the great nest, the nest they makes for the eggs. They puts the shinies inside, they do.
Do you have anything to trade?
Ruck has some things from the camp. Sometimes the webs. You give him shiny coins, no?
Now, he said that he's down here because he got angry and he did something wrong. He killed somebody. I'm assuming instead of going to the Legion of the Dead or having everybody know that he murdered somebody, he decided to hide out down here. But I'm not sure how he thought that would help in the longer run. That's tough. He's putting his mother through a lot down here. It's certainly not my place to kill him. I'm not gonna... For as much as he shouldn't live like this, he's still living, and I'm not just gonna cut his head off because he's...
Not to take Ruck's claim, right?
Pitiable.
Not to steal from Ruck. No.
This is a tough one. You have to tell your mother you're alive.
no, she cannot. She remembers a boy, a little boy with bright eyes and a hammer, and she cannot see this. Swear, promise, vow you won't tell.
So I'm not gonna... We're not gonna kill him. He doesn't deserve to die. Whatever he did before we came here to come hide in the Deep Roads is his business with the Orzammar God. That's not... I'm not gonna kill this shell of a man. And I also agree with option number 3 here, that telling her this would be cruel. Like, now your son is alive, but he's a criminal, he's a thief, and he's hiding in the Deep Roads, and he's this half-corrupted, half-tainted shell of what he used to be. That's also cruel. Would you rather she think you're dead?
Yes, yes. Tell the mother Ruck is dead. He's dead, and his bones are rotting in the crawler's webs, and she should never look again.
Alright. I'll tell her you died bravely.
Yes, that's what Ruck is. Dead. Dead like bones that turn to dust when you touch them.
At least, if his mother thinks... It seems like the greater good here. At least if the mother thinks that he's dead, she'll get some kind of peace and closure. Because I genuinely believe that seeing him like this, knowing everything he did, would hurt far more than just believing he went to the stone.
Living in Branka's old camp. Did you see the marks on the floor? There were a lot of people and fires there once. Those must be Branka's papers he said were taken by the spiders.
And took back to the
Nothing
lair.
that fragile would be left from the Thaig.
Here's a Ortan Thaig chest.
As you wish.
Ortan Records. This ancient registry is preserved in some kind of wax. It charts births, marriages, and deaths within House Ortan. The most recent day is from 400 years ago. That would be the quest for Orta and the Shaper. Let's go check out these quest icons we have. Get up this loot first. You already see the spooder webs trying to catch us. Didn't fall for that one. Should have put the web a little further forward. Swing around this way first. Have more of our loud, friendly spirits. They got more of a war cry than Alistair, and Alistair's still alive.
Time for a little cleanup. Let's make this
These spirits down. They're very tough, these spirit dwarves. They got a lot of health. Get them down as fast as we can. Alistair and Ogren are taking care of the golem for us. I will admit, I'm surprised to see golems, like we already saw too. Given the rare commodity that they are, and how most of them have control rods and are considered very valuable by the dwarves, I'm surprised to see so many golems just hanging around in Ortan Thaig. We didn't really have to fight through that much to get here, so...
Let's get started.
It seems like they could have been recovered at some point. It's the sigh of power. The altar in front of you, though broken, tingles with energy. Place the body parts on the altar. This is the sack of limbs and the head that we found.
You have restored that which was cut asunder, and revealed my hiding place. Speak your intention. Seek you vengeance or reward?
Now, when I told you guys a long time ago that we were going to see a pride demon eventually in this game, this is the demon I was referring to. This is what a pride demon looks like in its true form. It's pride, the most dangerous of all of them, so we have to be very careful dealing with this creature. Now, of course, given everything we know about demons and their little deals, we make 0 deals with spirits. I'll destroy you for good.
My deception was convenience, not cowardice. A fight you want, a fight you shall have.
I'm gonna send this pride demon back to the Fade. You're gonna get Warcry. Wynne already used Paralyze, which is good. Now we're gonna back her up. Ogren's already doing his thing. Wynne's Paralyze did hit very effectively, so we're gonna take advantage of that. Chop that wood. Start hitting him with all the good stuff. He actually managed to freeze us right there. And easily sidetracked. That's an achievement we get for the side quests. Now we sent his ass back to the Fade. Oh, come on now. He didn't drop any loot for us. The audacity. But that is, if you are curious what a Pride Demon looks like, that is what a Pride Demon truly looks like. In its purest form. I'm sure the reason why its body parts were all scattered in separate sacks is because somebody eventually killed it, but didn't know how to keep it dead, and so they separated all the pieces and hoped that nobody would ever put them back together. Of course, we ended up putting them back together, but that's not so much of a problem now that he's very, very dead. Probably maybe will come back in a couple of years, but for now, the world is a better place, a safer place. Maybe we should have turned him loose on the Darkspawn. Now, this golem has all the abilities that we had when we were in the Fade. Shale, unfortunately, does not have all those abilities, which is a crying shame. I need the dwarves to stop screaming like that. Yes, I understand. It's a war cry. Show me war face. They kind of just don't stop doing it either, like no matter what. Let's get him dead. We just have the 2 Archer Spirits left. Then we can stop dealing with the ASMR screams. He's stunned, let the companions deal with him. That's gonna be the end of him. Get around some of this. Yeah, considering Orzammar has been consistently trying to figure out how to find more golems, and they don't even really let him leave the city anymore. You'd think some forays into the deep roads to try and recover some of the stone, what they call the Steel Legion. The full unit of golems they sent into the deep roads to try and find Caradon back in the day. You'd think they would have at least took some minor forays out here to try and find some of them. 5 now that we're just sitting down here in Ortan Thaig. Little scouting party with a control rod to try and bring them back. So we found Ruck for Phil though. We have the Ortan proof for Orta to prove her lineage. Only thing we need to do really in Ortan Thaig now is to go find this book that we're looking for. And the papers that the spiders stole. Given the fact that they're just running from us and disappearing, I imagine this is the way to the Spooder's lair. We're not getting baited into something at all here. You know, the save always means it's about to go down. Let's pay attention here. Let's pause this up. So, Wynne, I understand you're using Winter's Breath right now, but you're using it on the wrong person. Ogren. You're gonna go sack his ass. Alistair, you're gonna pull some of this aggro off me. Okay, Wynne.
It's either you or me.
Help Ogren with the gemlock over there.
You had it coming.
Should be good with that now. Now we're gonna take care of this. The Ogren got the emissary for us. Alistair's tanking, holding up very good. That's what we like to see. Pretty confident about the rest of the fights down here. As long as I pay a little bit of attention to the health bars of my companions, nothing can go too wrong. It's only going to be a problem when Alistair dies. If he falls, it's going to turn into a little bit of a shit show. But if we keep him up, then this should be very smooth sailing. See this other emissary down here. We're going to actually lock our whole party onto him. I resisted Crush in prison, which is huge. Of course, the spider catches us in that. Alistair hit the taunt, you're in range. He got that off before he got frozen, so they are still all aggro to him, which is huge. Hit him with a riposte. Now we'll punish him. And at the end, avoid the spider webs as we go through. So yeah, perfect time to run in for a whirlwind, surrounded by a lot of enemies. Sweep. Perfect, and this fight's essentially over now. We just gotta clean up the leftovers. Nice. And my whole party basically is poisoned. It's going on around. I'm sure there's gonna be at least one more emissary somewhere. No, actually we just have the Spider Queen. And she inwebbed all of us as she ran away. That's unfortunate. Actually stunned right now, so we're all gonna take advantage of this. So pile on the magic. And she has a very frustrating ability, which is every time she teleports and runs away, she's gonna do that AoE and web thing that you see me consistently getting hit with. It's a little frustrating, but hopefully you can just burn her down at some point. Yeah, hit the sweep by accident there. No, that's not gonna work at all. Wynne might be dead there. I don't think I can do anything about that. Yeah. Yikes. Okay. This just got harder.
Let's make this quick, shall we?
Because we have no healer, I'm gonna pause up and we're gonna get everybody to take a sip. I need to be very aware of the fact that we don't have a healer anymore. Taunt, hit a war cry. We're out of the inweb now. Oh, of course, she stuns everybody as soon as she teleports away, very frustratingly. Okay, at this point, I might be dead too, actually.
Okay, done with you now.
Ogren, you need a sip too. Although Ogren is getting a decent chunk of health every time something dies around him with Devour, rather. But, okay, that's not gonna work.
As you will.
We still died. Okay, now the warriors are gonna have to come in really big for us.
Very well.
Given that I know there's a stun coming up from her, I'm gonna heal everybody up now.
Where's the music? Time to dance!
Hit her with a pommel strike and stun her Ogren.
This is the part I like. Die!
Hit her with a final blow. She's still not dead, but she's almost dead. I'm gonna hit a war cry. His stamina is suffering right now, so I think at this point we're gonna have to take off precise striking maybe to get some of his stamina back. I'm not sure. Ogren's stamina isn't holding up the greatest either. Gotta get that spider off Alistair so he doesn't die. That's a better ability there. Alistair return the favor for Ogren.
Yes.
Stun him off. My two warriors like back to back in the thick of this fire, I know. Okay, we're doing okay. We should still win this fight. Make sure everybody continues to take sips.
Let's grab some glory!
I Alistair is stunned, so I don't think he's even going to be able to try and help him here. Okay, we salvaged it. We saved it. We salvaged. I'm going to take a sip. This fight went very wrong, but we're still going to pull it out of our ass. There we go. He's dead, the Spider Queen.
Let's get started.
I did say that the fights were going to get a little tough down here, but I must admit I didn't expect to die to the Spider Queen. That was not the encounter I thought would give me a death down here. Bloodline. Health poultices. I did just burn like 10 on winning this fight. Thankfully we came prepared. Fights like that is the reason why I keep telling myself not to get complacent. Strong build doesn't mean you can't die with poor play. Thankfully I came here with like 120 greater health poultices, so we're not strapped for that. We still have 89. It's gonna take a while for us to burn through that. And when we're done down here, we can just go to the Dalish camp and make an unlimited amount more, so even then I'm still not too worried. Branka's journal. They even put it on an altar. Maybe the Spider Queen was doing some light reading in the evening. This looks like someone's journal. The cover is battered and torn, but intact. As you leaf through the desiccated pages, the text catches your eye. We found evidence today that the Anvil of the Void was not built in the Ortan Thaig. We will go south, to the dead trenches. The Anvil is somewhere beyond. It seems like we're gonna head exactly where Ogren was hoping we wouldn't need to. My soldiers tell me I am mad, that the dead trenches are crawling with Darkspawn, that we will surely die before we find the Anvil. If we find it. I leave this here in case they're right. If I die in the trenches, perhaps someone can yet walk past my corpse and retrieve the Anvil. Or if it remains lost, so do we all. If I have not returned and Ogren yet lives, tell him no. What I have to say should be for his ears alone. This is my farewell.
Branka was thinking about me. I knew she still cared. Old softy. Looks like the dead trenches is our next stop then. They say the Darkspawn nest there. Whole herds of them. But if that's where Branka went, then that's where I'm going.
It did seem like she was somewhat thinking of Ogren, although her intentions are to be determined. Who knows what she was actually after?
On it.
She didn't care enough about him to say goodbye. She just marched everybody off into the deep roads. And this takes us direct to the dead trenches. That's a lot of Darkspawn. It's our first actual in-person view of the Archdemon. Now, given the old gods, it's in debate whether Dumat and all the old gods are gods in dragon form, or if they are just dragons, high dragons. If you paid any attention at Haven, high dragons are very intelligent, and they often create symbiotic relationships with people in order to help them raise their young, etc. So, one thing that's not really certain is whether the Archdemon is a tainted old god or just a tainted high dragon. The same way that there are dragon cults, perhaps the Darkspawn are just a giant dragon cult. It's a little complicated, obviously, with the Taint, but the Taint does connect everybody, the same way the Darkspawn sends us is the same way that we sense them, and we could sense Ruck, and Ruck could sense us. So, technically, if they did taint a high dragon, and with all high dragon's intelligence, it wouldn't lose that intelligence, it would just be driven mad by its tainted blood. But it would still have the capacity to command. Now perhaps the high dragon goes crazy with rage, and then wants to kill everybody and takes the Darkspawn out of the deep roads. That's one kind of theory / explanation you could have for it. The other, of course, is that it's a tainted old god, and it tries to use the Darkspawn as some kind of force to retake the world since they were cast down from it after they were worshipped. That would also validate the existence of the Maker, though, so if you're not prepared to believe in God, you're not prepared to believe in those dragons being high dragons. So the logical explanation, if you're not going to go with the God route, would be that the Archdemon is actually just a random high dragon that was tainted. And therefore has a giant dragon called down here in the deep roads. Either way, it's very cool. You saw it breathing like purple dark magic. A huge horde down here in the deep roads. And these are Darkspawns still down here. The horde is still on the surface, progressing over the land, and this is the rest of the reserves that it has. It's a huge force. We are gonna need all we have for that. All we have. Now, since we did finish Ortan Thaig, we are right here in the Dead Trenches. I am gonna wrap this episode here. I don't want it to go too long, and then we'll split it up for the next one. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys soon with more Dragon Age Origins. Take care, guys. Have a good day.